project proposal is to develop a customizable code assistant. That is, we believe, is a step forward towards democratizing access to AI tools for all companies. This project is developed by Enigma, which is a company based in Sudan that target companies that want to adopt AI but have limited resources. So we previously in the previous round had a chatbot that could be used with lower resources, and now it's a customizable code assistant. So the objective of our project is to and on this proposal we want to handle the problems that are common with large language models that are used for code assistance, which is the high resource requirements, the lack of customizability, and the centralization of the hosted APIs. These problems are a barrier to entry and really slows down the trend towards democratizing AI and the open source in the community and the open source trend in the community. We want to handle these issues by proposing using smaller and more customized models, which will be more special to the customer's use case and will require raw resource requirement. Additionally, we would like to have the API hosted on the SNet platform to be modular and open source. So in that way, it can be customers can interact with every part of the process, from the data processing to model training, and opt to do some parts locally and thus preserving their privacy. So the cases where our proposal could be most useful is for companies, for example, in the industries where companies want to transform legacy code to a new code. In this case, the models that are customized will be more useful. And in security and testing, where the centralized API may have guardrails against like running attack simulations. And when you're working with less popular programming languages or specialized tasks. Our project also can benefit academia, as it's ideal for scientific experiments with slow resource requirements. The specialized methods are easier to draw insights from, as they are more focused on one task. And our modular and open source API can be flexible for running different types of experiments and to be reproducible. And as we shown here, like we already done some experiments with the same proposed baseline to do a memory and runtime trade-off analysis. Our models align with the singularity net vision in 4 main points. In the trends toward decentralization, as we want like everyone to be able to have their own customized code assistant instead of one centralized API. Our open source contribution, as our previous work in this area is already open source under MIT license. We also will innovate and expand the SNet mission and maybe integrate with some of the already existing projects there, and it can be used by other projects also. And finally, we also value and have privacy and security at the heart of our project, which we believe also like it's a core value in the SNet mission, the Singularity Net mission. Our core team consists of 3 machine learning engineers, Muhammad Said, Mukhtar Muhammad, and myself, Ammar. We all have unique and different experiments. Muhammad Said will be responsible for the data processing, as he has a lot of work in low resource machine translation. Mukhtar Muhammad has prior experiments in deploying chatbot, as we mentioned earlier, for Enigma AI. And I will be responsible for the training and evaluating of the language models and the efficient fine-tuning of them. We also will have the flexibility to bring highly skilled engineers from Enigma AI for specific tasks. Our existing models have already, as we mentioned, are already shared on Hugging Face with an extensive literature review published in or should be published as an extended abstract in the next Euronext. And our datasets are open source, and our models are among the most downloaded for their use cases on Hugging Face right now, for like specific programming languages, code completion. The milestones breakdown of our project will go through 5 steps. We will start by generating datasets, which will cover specific tasks and include like the scraping of the datasets and the pre-processing, and the API for users to use their own data. In case of like companies want to train the models on their own code base, that would be all developed in the first stage. The next stage will be a performance cost analysis, where we run experiments, basically an R&D, to set the targets and baseline models that we will use and the cost of each training and inference session. Then we will move on to the fine-tuning and evaluation of our models, so that we have a quantified evaluation of the performance of our model. The final 2 stages are the hosting for the API course and onboarding. In the hosting, we will develop our modular API, which will consist of 4 parts, each for each stage until inference. And the onboarding is kind of interactive, similar with the previous. It will be onboard the service to the SingularityNet platform.
Okay, I'm afraid we're gonna have to leave it there. I'm sorry.
Okay, so we'll skip the demo.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.